Welcome back, Jennifer here. Today we are cracking the code on the difference between a positive expiratory pressure device and an incentive spirometer. Some of you may have seen little devices like these, especially if you've spent any time in a hospital room. The problem is that most people take them home in a bag of stuff from the hospital, and they either get thrown away or hidden in a drawer along with their bright yellow grippy socks. But these tools can be very helpful in your recovery after a hospital stay, or if you have respiratory conditions that you're dealing with at home. So today I want to go over the difference between the two devices and what they're used for. I'll even demonstrate them for you, since I like you all so much. Okay, so we'll start with this one. This little green device is commonly referred to as a pickle, but its real name is an a cappella flutter valve. So it's obvious that this one looks like a pickle since it's green, but these also come in blue. The green indicates a high flow valve, and it's best used for people that can exhale 15 liters per minute or more for at least 3 seconds. And this is the one that actually works for most people. But if your lungs are lower volume, then you can use the blue or the low flow valve. Now, these positive expiratory pressure devices, or PEPs, are used to help clear the lungs and airways of secretions that tend to develop in people who have COPD, asthma, bronchitis, a collapsed lung, cystic fibrosis, really any condition that produces secretions. But how do these work exactly? Well, inside the valve is a small steel ball and a cone-shaped valve that moves up and down as you exhale. This then causes a vibration in your airway, and it also forces you to exhale against resistance. So all of that combined helps to move the mucus into the larger airway to make coughing more productive. Basically, the result of these little devices should make you cough, but the cough should be more productive, and it should allow you to clear the mucus out of your lungs and throat. And since you're now able to cough more productively, then you should feel the need to spit out all of that gunk you just coughed up. So don't forget to spit, because if you don't spit, then you're just going to have to deal with it all over again. So I want to show you how this works. You want to make sure, well, first of all, let me show you that there's a little dial on the back of these devices. And so you can actually increase or decrease the pressure that you're having to blow against by turning the dial. The plus sign obviously means that you're going to increase the pressure. The minus sign means you're going to decrease the pressure. Now, you want to breathe in slowly, and then you're going to breathe out through the mouthpiece, and you want to try to do the breathing out part about 3 times longer. So if you slowly breathe in for 2 seconds, then you want to try to blow out for at least 6 seconds. All right, so let me show you how this works. Okay, and it works just like that. Now, I don't know if you could hear the flutter of the valve as I was doing this, but basically it was just fluttering back and forth really, really fast because of how fast I was breathing into it. But I could feel that I was blowing against resistance, and so that's how this kind of helps to increase and build strength. Now, you want to use this about 10 times in a row, and then you can repeat it, every 1 to 2 hours or as you need to. Now, one other important note, the research that I read on these tells you to try to only cough after you complete 10 reps, if possible. Okay, so now let's move on to the incentive spirometer. So an incentive spirometer looks like this, and it is also used for respiratory purposes, but its focus is completely different. Unlike the PEP device, which is going to focus more on lung strength and mucus clearance, an incentive spirometer targets muscle endurance, and it allows airflow to improve lung volume. So hospitals like to hand these devices out to patients who are recovering from pulmonary or cardiac surgery, since sometimes it might hurt to breathe, and so they don't move their lungs very well. They take really shallow breaths, and this can help reduce the chance of them developing pneumonia. However, these can also be just as helpful if you're recovering from pneumonia, since it can help reopen the alveoli, which are those tiny air sacs in your lungs where the gas exchange occurs, and it can get the air flowing again. Now, I've posted another video on incentive spirometry for COVID recovery, and I go into a bit more detail about the device and how to use it. So if you're interested, check that out here. But now let me demonstrate how to use this device. So you start by attaching the mouthpiece if it isn't already attached here to the front of the device. And the goal of this device is just the opposite of the PEP device where you're blowing into it. This one you're inhaling, so you can kind of think of this as a straw. You're moving this yellow piston up the chamber through your inhale, and you're just trying to get better and better each time that you do this. So I'll show you how it works. First exhale. Just like that. And again, you can do these for about 10 times in a row and repeat every hour. Now, you may not be able to achieve as much as I did on the first try, but the goal again is to just rebuild your lungs. And also quick note that these devices come in different milliliters. So this one only goes up to 2,500 milliliters, but there are some that go up to 4,000 milliliters or 5,000 milliliters. So you may need to adjust based on your capacity, which you can find anywhere online. All right, so let's recap really quick. So you want to use the acapella flutter valve if you are having a lot of mucus buildup in your lungs or throat and you want to be able to cough it up. And then on the other hand, you use the spirometer to help you expand the lungs and keep them free of fluid. So, as always, you can check the description section for links to both of these products if you need to grab one. Thanks for watching, and until next time, good luck cracking the code.